So like all the jokes are like political American jokes that would only exist if it was like written by American people.
Oh, they actually feel a little bit of the slipperiness with the movement in this game, or at least indoors. I don't know if it feels like, like there was moments in the other games where it was just feels like you're running on ice. You can turn pretty well on a dime here. That's really good. The game has like a sprint meter, like in Legend of Zelda or something, where you can run out, and if you don't time it correctly, you get brought down to a crawl.
Get smoked. Basically. So funny enough, Aussie, doing the harpy actually gives you a worse food than if you don't do the harpy. Because the food it replaces, it gives you like 2% more to either your attack or defense, depending on how you cook it.
Okay.
It's pretty hilarious.
Interesting. Apparently the main story is broken up into 5 chapters. Okay. What is this noise game is making? Like, your father character sounds like a fucking chipmunk, I swear.
Okay, I think we're in there now.
If this turns out to be like a really good speedrun, like, just having this game's volume on stream is going to get, like, laughs.
Still a really big fan of how it's in a bunch of more modern games now, but the first game that I saw do was Evil with it, where you like hold a button to skip cutscenes, because then you can't like accidentally do it.
Yeah, here it's for this game I have to press start and then have to select yes on the touchscreen, so it's a 2-step process. That's
fine as well. I can't tell you why, but I like holding the button better. But that one's fine as well.
Yeah, well here it helps that you can hit start, or you can set up your hand, like press start, and then you have your left thumb go ready to, so it's hovering right over where the yes button skip is. And the way the start is positioned on my 3DS is it's on the right hand side, so I can just quickly really quickly skip cutscenes.
Yeah, I get you.
Going up? I think I'm going up. Movement?
Okay.
Should I
It'd be very interesting to know if that's random or not.
I guess I could do a couple of stages with Elf, and then maybe shift to something else.
Oh god, everybody talks like they're fucking in Texas or something. Like, howdy, partner. I'll just move over here. Oh, great.
Everybody just gotta pull out that southern drawl.
Wow. Racist.
I'm American.
Wow.
And I live in the South. So...
Hey, I fucking talked. I've once had to have like a lengthy conversation with New Yorkers. Now there's a fucking accent to work around.
I will say that Elf seems to have one of the better movement techs. That's where they can expand their bunny hop more than anything else.
Yeah. Their movement, like their evade, is actually really good. It's probably one of the best about them is they can close the distance really nicely. or they could easily make some distance, which is another barrier with a lot of boss fights in this game.
Yeah.
Don't stop!
I'm gonna hold off on evasion for now.
Well, just didn't cut that corner.
Okay, looks like you can still just do this one technique where you can mash the A and B buttons and the touchscreen at the same time to kind of like...
Sherry? Can you hear
Oh.
me?
Obligatory explanation why we're in a completely different country, and therefore we literally don't have access to anything that we earned on the last 2 games. Good job.
It's all over. You're not allowed.
I just didn't have any.
no, I
reason.
like
Chair.
I like the explanation in this. It's literally, it was like, listen, I kind of lost your old watch in a bet, so I sold off your medallion and got you a new one.
You then murder this person, right?
Yeah, he's already dead. He's literally that's what yokai are. They're dead spirits.
Hold on, Sherry. I'll be right there.
How can you kill what's already dead? Resident Evil says rocket launcher.
Well, luckily, this is obviously Japan, so you just need to find an oversized fan and hit him with it. Well, it's Japan and America, so it's going to be a very interesting one.
Clearly guns.
What if there was a yokai that was just a gun, Ozzy?
Oh man, I'd want to see it. What would it? What would be its name? Would it? Because it can just be a gun. Okay, so what would it be?
You say it can't
Nice.
just be a gun.
Okay,
What if it was
yeah.
actually just a gun?
It was just.
Just gun.
No. What would it? No. Okay. See, here's the thing. The thing with in the Yokai Watch games is each yokai is capable of inspiriting somebody, making them think and act the way it would. And it's usually some sort of exaggeration or makes them do something that they normally
Oh
wouldn't do.
god, it just makes more guns.
I mean, it just makes you more American, right?
No.
Because you
it
own
probably-
the gun.
No. Here's what I would have it do. It's just that when you're inspirited by the, you basically are just prone to going off at the moment.
Just firing off.
Yep. You're
forgot to
loud.
equip
You
stuff.
go.
This tram is bound for Nest.
I wonder what I did to
Also,
this
this is a lot of
split that
goblins.
just messed up my best segment for it. Clearly need to just remove my best segment for this split.
Just hold on, Sherry.
You know what I actually like? One really nice attention to detail is the American houses are actually like American houses in this game. They don't look like Japanese houses in American land.
Like Western house designed houses in Japan. So they're
Yep.
like actual Western houses.
Yep.
Oh, get in the door.
So made out of crappy materials.
I guess.
Well, for starters, people are wearing shoes indoors.
There's a step.
Disgusting.
I mean,
Our menu is designed for your nutritional needs using our latest biological research. Please enjoy our tasty selection of healthy foods.
Confused.
Yeah, I'm gonna have a lot to learn with this.
I actually, they don't even call it America. They call everything Merkin.
Good.
Literally, apostrophe capital M MERI.
Didn't use the U. Didn't go all in.
Okay, so that's how dropping arrows works. They kind of just randomly do so. Or when you kill them, maybe.
And of course, I have to name it after the name that PJ gave this character back when I ran this. Because apparently during my run at RPG Limit Break 2016, Jay was like in the back room with all the food and was literally talking over the game, narrating what he saw on screen. And he named Jibanyan Punch Cat.
I mean, was it accurate?
Considering one of his moves is basically him, is literally like a Fist of Fury attack, yes. And the way he trains is by fighting head-on oncoming traffic.
So, killing people.
No, he loses.
Because somebody has to be
He literally
in.
gets knocked, he gets run over by the car every time. He's never succeeded.
I see.
Adjust amount of solution to match
The history is that he was a cat that was originally killed by the car that ran him over, and as a ghost, he now tries to fight it back.
One day I will train my body to be superior to the car.
It's actually kind of morbid when you think about it.
It's like Mitsurugi training his sword to be better than the gun.
What an idiot.
Oh, wow. Oh, okay. On the bottom screen, it's way different. Used to be on the bottom screen, you would have you'd have 6 yokai in your party at once, and you could only have like 3 in the front line at a given time. But the way it was set up was everything was on a wheel, and you would rotate the wheel left or right, and it would shift who would be in the front part of your party. This one's a grid.
That was sloppy.
Oh shit, this takes a lot longer than I thought. Oh good, the fast forward option exists.
Okay, yeah, so the big thing for her is you have to be able to get arrows off or have holdout dagger.
I love beating up enemies and getting literally 24 cents.
Cooling complete.
Oh, speaking of real cats, hi kitty. Something I really hope.
So much for the weed infestation.
Warning. You have dispersed a dangerous solution without optimization.
Guy looks a little bit closer than normal. Hopefully that's not a problem.
And you may be subject to disciplinary measures.
I think we have a run, boys.
Oh my god, they have a shop in this game called Anime Chum. This is wrong on so many levels.
I apparently don't know how to shoot. Okay, that's how you do it. Straightforward.
I didn't need
Oh!
that second rocket, but safety
Oh.
first.
This is interesting. You have 2 playable characters.
The
That's-
zapping system.
That's different.
The zapping system of Yokai Watch is powerful. They said they
No.
couldn't do it.
Oh man, now I'm excited. Because now, what if you can have, like, if you got 2 playable characters and throughout the story you switch between them, and therefore you have, like, 2 different sets of teams prepared? That could be really interesting. I love that kind of stuff. Wait, just waiting to be disappointed, and it turned out that's not at all how it's like.
I mean, it would be something for, like, a monster game. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I can't think of a game that really had that. If one even ever did.
Oh. I mean, just the fact that they removed the wheel aspect and now have this battle grid is a pretty significant, like mechanical change.
Thank God. Antiviral agent. Gotta get back to Sherry.
Yeah, my current splits definitely aren't correct. I think something got messed up when I removed some of the splits.
Class A user detected.
Maybe because of the auto splitter.
Well,
Oh,
probably a
that
combination of the two.
explains why. Okay, so it looks like there's still basically go to Japan. There's interesting.
Back to Sherry.
What?
You're kind of cutting off.
Yeah, that's mostly just me mumbling to myself. Because I'm like,
Yeah,
wait, can I
what's up, dump truck?
can I still, like... Oh, totally, I can jaywalk. Great, awesome. By the way, if you jaywalk
you're
too
doing
many
it right
times, you get... Fun fact, if you jaywalk too much in this series, you eventually get ambushed by basically the
The what?
He essentially is a berserker. He basically comes out of nowhere, ambushes you, and he will always kill you.
I don't wanna
I was
rush
kind of
the
hoping
fate.
you'd get ambushed by a car.
That car has a very high stealth check.
You just
Back
didn't
actually
see
in the
it
first
coming.
game's run, we actually tried to time it so that we would purposely, like, the car would hit us even though we're just as we're right about to cross over to a scene transition for the limit break run, but I fucked it up and the joke was missed.
Yeah, we're doing a speedrun thing of this mid-month March for a charity marathon for direct relief dump truck. So I'm just trying out, like I haven't played Elf before, so I'm seeing if I can get something started with that and getting used to the character, seeing how I feel about it.
Yeah, you're still toying with the elf, aren't you?
I literally kind of just started playing with her, so I'm gonna see kind of how I feel about things.
Yeah, like I said, she isn't bad. The only problem with her that I had difficulty with was making sure I'm actually connecting with my arrow shots.
Yeah. A lot of the enemies have very suspect, let's call it, hitboxes.
Mm-hmm. And that's part of the reason why I kind of want to just say no to her alright for the multiplayer run, because already hectic battles, that's really hard to tell.
10 minutes until
Eh.
detonation.
I mean, you don't have to play her. Let's put it that way. I just want to
Not
see
that I want
what
to.
she can do. I just want to see what she can do. So. I think I had O as kind of my all-purpose pull some, yeah. But yeah, Elf's like kind of a complicated character to play with, so
Of course.
I wanted to make sure I was taking a little bit of time to figure out what you can do. Yeah, Dragon's Crown, if you like beat 'em ups at all, it's really, really good. You can think of it as a natural successor to like the Capcom D&D beat 'em ups, but much more involved. It's really cool.
It's got
Like,
a
you
lot
can
more
get questing and stuff.
It's got a lot more emphasis on equipment than it does like anything else. I honestly felt more of it basically a 2D beat 'em up of Diablo 2.
Yeah, I was gonna say it looks like an action RPG in some ways.
It's Vanillaware.
Yeah, combat's
wait.
really, really good in it as well. A lot of options that you have available to you. Like, and each class does feel significantly different. Like, the Dwarf is the only class that can throw, as just like an example of that. Like, while throwing's a pretty common thing in beat-em-ups, Dwarf is the only class that can throw in this game.
Mm-hmm.
Other
Only
classes
two always
have like CCs and stuff.
Yeah. Even the two classes I'd say that it'd be very, very similar to each other would probably be the Wizard and Sorceress. The only thing that really sets them apart is the spells they have access to.
Yeah, but that's a big difference, because one of, like, the Sorceress does have a lot more utility type of things, while Wizard does tend to lean a lot more just on raw damage.
Yeah, but if you're just talking strictly with like their move, how they move, what their normal attacks are, they're the same. Until you get access to those spells.
And I'm not doing it a lot. There's like, I guess I could play a little bit more stuff. Like, there's secret ruins, like, that you can make. I didn't buy all the ruin stuff. There's not a lot that I'm going to be able to do right now. But, yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff. You can use ruins to, like, cast special spells on each screen. So.
Yeah, but here's the problem with the runes, is the runes that you find in the dungeons to work with them are random.
Sometimes. I have seen some that are pretty
thanks for the
damn
follow.
consistent.
Some, but yeah, but they're nothing like too crazy, and they're mostly just random. The only one that I saw that was actually maybe worth reading was
I'm not talking for the purposes of the speedrun. I'm just talking about, like, casual play.
Yeah, unfortunately, speedrun wise, it's so inconsistent. The only one I would consider getting is one that would give me double score boost, because that one actually lasts a nice long enough time that it's worth doing. The problem is almost
That's
never
the run,
pops
boys.
up. You gotta look for the times you can't find the D.
Just a second here.
See, like, right, the elf has an ability with dagger that if you hit from behind, you do more damage. That being said, daggers are a finite resource, like, you can only get 9 hits with them. There is an ability that you can do that makes it so that sometimes you'll get more uses, just randomly, but that's not something you can count on.
Let's see.
So, elf's gonna be a lot about just managing resources on a more strict sense.
There is some moments where the elf, because you can...
Let me think. Just a second. I want to say... I'm not sure if sub 22 is possible with current strats. Like, I think you could get a really low 22... Like, this is far from the cleanest run. But, I don't know. See how the categories pushed in the future. I just kind of want to get back to Claire B new game.